Centre 97.3, Est-Ouest 91.7.
Rm1, it's 9 o'clock. The news presented by Eris Stewart. Good morning, Eris.
Good morning, Sophie.
The headlines.
Health Minister orders official inquiry into possible negligence at a public hospital following death of a mother under tragic circumstances. NGOs raise alarm over the effectiveness of the Drug Users Administrative Panel. In a first for Mauritius, the Port Louis District Court grants conditional release to fraud suspect Ashish Brugudev. Concerns over the condition of the giant water lilies at the SSR Botanical Gardens are dismissed as seasonal, as officials assure the pond will flourish again by November. In world news, Madagascar's new leader, Colonel Michael Randrianirina, appoints a civilian prime minister. And in sports news, race for presidency of the Mauritius Olympic Committee heats up as Richard Papi and Jean-Philippe Lagan prepare to face off ahead of Saturday's election. A mother of two has died under circumstances that have sparked outrage even in the highest ranks of the Ministry of Health. The case of Kushbu Lila, 36, who passed away during the night of Friday, October 17, has provoked the anger of Health Minister Anil Bechu. The minister has ordered the launch of an official inquiry as from Tuesday, October 21st, to shed full light on this tragedy. We listen to more on this report by Santana Ponsono, voiced by Anjali Siratan-Puchan.
C'est un drame qui fait froid dans le dos. Quelques jours avant sa mort, le ministre Anil Bechu avait personnellement donné des instructions pour que Kushbu Lila soit transféré au Cardiac Center de l'hôpital SSRM à Pamplemousse. Mais ces directives n'ont jamais été suivies. Résultat, la jeune mère âgée de 36 ans...
Apologies for the incorrect soundbite. Several NGOs involved in a harm reduction, including pills, are raising concerns about the Drug Users Administrative Panel, launched in December 2023, to help drug users avoid prosecution by entering rehabilitation programs. While they welcome the initiative in principle, the NGOs point to poor communication, a lack of transparency on outcomes, and uncertainty over whether the mechanism is being misused by suspected traffickers seeking to evade justice. They also note that the real impact of the rehabilitation programs has yet to be properly assessed. In response, several organizations have submitted recommendations and advocacy notes urging the authorities to strengthen the system and clarify its objectives. A landmark ruling in the Port Louis District Court on October 16, a first in Mauritius, Ashish Brugudev, who holds dual British and Indian nationality and is wanted in the United States for alleged fraud, has been granted conditional release under strict terms. He has been placed under 24/7 house arrest and must report daily to the police. His bail was set at 2 million rupees and he's required to remain under permanent geolocation monitoring through his mobile phone. We listen to more on this report by Lovina Sophie, read by Jenny Yalapa.
Ashish Brugudev, Chief Financial Officer of the Urbridge Group, a Dubai-based private equity firm, was arrested on July 4, 2025 during a business trip to Mauritius. He is at the center of extradition proceedings to the United States for alleged fraud following a request filed by the U.S. Attorney General's office. Through his lawyer, senior counsel Sanjay Bakuri, he had filed a motion seeking release on bail. During the hearings, FBI agent Nick Kroll testified via video conference. In his ruling, Magistrate Arshad Torbert acknowledged the seriousness of the charges against him, but held that prolonged detention would amount to a premature sentence, contrary to the principle of the presumption of innocence. The magistrate also noted that the extradition procedure has not yet begun and that a judicial review may still be forthcoming. While recognizing a real risk of flight, the magistrate decided to grant condition release to Ashish Brugudev against a bail of 2 million rupees subject to strict conditions. He has been placed under house arrest at the residence of a Mauritian businessman living in Port Louis who stood surety for him. The guarantor who testified in court explained that he met Dave after two acquaintances asked him to assist the latter upon his arrival in Mauritius. Dave is strictly prohibited from leaving the premises except to report daily to the police. He is also required to remain under permanent geolocation monitoring through his mobile phone. These conditions may be modified only in the event of a medical emergency. In such a case, the police must be immediately informed of the nature of the emergency as well as the name and location of the medical facility to which the accused will be taken.
And in other news, the pond at the SSR Botanical Gardens in Pamplemousse recently raised concerns from Minister Arvin Boulel after a video showed the giant water lilies in poor condition. However, garden officials explained that this is part of a normal seasonal cycle. During the cooler months from June to October, the lilies enter a resting phase. Their leaves thin out, some turn brown, and flowers disappear. With warmer weather and longer days from November onward, the plants regenerate, regaining their lush green leaves and colorful blooms until April. The gardens team continues daily maintenance and water quality checks to ensure the pond remains healthy year-round. And it's 9:06. You're listening to RM1, where we move to international news. The new head of state in Madagascar, Colonel Michael Randrianirina, has appointed a civilian prime minister following last week's military coup, which forced the former president to flee the country. The colonel was sworn in as president of the refoundation of the Republic of Madagascar on Friday. He has pledged radical reforms and new elections in a country where anger over chronic power cuts last month sparked protests that grew into a nationwide anti-government movement. And finally, in sports, the elective General Assembly of the Mauritius Olympic Committee is just 4 days away and preparations are well underway. Following the submission of nominations last Friday, nomination day is taking place this Tuesday at the COM headquarters in Trianon. Two candidates are vying for the presidency, Richard Papy and Jean-Philippe Lagan, each leading their respective blocks ahead of Saturday's decisive vote. That's all from me this morning. Thanks so much for tuning in. Stay tuned now to the Intermediate playlist until 10 a.m.